Hello everybody, Tell here, and today, well, first of all, to get this out of the way, I'm not at home, so I apologize for the graded, lighting, or maybe it's better, but yeah, there I am right there. I'm not home, I'm at my grandma's, so, yeah. I just figured I'd go ahead and make a quick review over my Dell Precision M4400. Now, let me get the camera back. I'm recording this with a Flip Ultra, so, I apologize if the video quality is... Or, actually, no, it's probably better. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. This is the Dell Precision M4400. This is a business class desktop replacement or mobile workstation. This machine, it's designed for people who do, Autodesk, computer-aided design, and just other 3D intensive applications, but not necessarily made for gaming. However, which I will show you in just a moment, it does work quite nicely for gaming anyway. Now let's go ahead and just look at the ports on this machine. We have a powered USB port, a eSATA USB combo, VGA, a vent for the heatsink, which you can kind of see in there. It's copper-based heatsink with a heat pipe, obviously. We have a smart card slot along with an SD card reader, and there's just a little Dell dummy card that it comes with. Oh. And I accidentally just put it in there next to the screen. Hold on. My bad. Right there is the hard drive caddy, which you can see right there. Moving on to the front, we don't have anything. We just have the latch to release the lid. On the side we have another PCMCIA card slot. You can just press that button and it comes out with a smaller and lighter dummy card than the previous generations of Latitudes or Precisions. We also have the D-Bay, which in this case is fitted with a slim DVD-RW drive. It just slides on in there. You can get a battery, a different battery, another hard drive, or there's a variety of different CD drives you can get for it. Right here we have a smart card slot. Let me zoom in just a little bit. The wireless switch, which can turn off wireless LAN, 3G connectivity, and Bluetooth. Right here we have a feature where if you hold this button down, see it flash, that it means it's scanning for open wireless networks. And in this case it didn't find any because I'm out in the country. Here we have a mini FireWire jack. We also have the audio inputs and outputs, which there's the headphone and the microphone input. Two USB 2.0s, and that's all that's on this side. If you come over to this side, you got Ethernet, a slot for a modem which isn't there, the stock 6-cell battery, a display port, which a lot of people aren't crazy about. I in particular do like it because instead of just having one port, this can be branched off into DVI, HDMI, VGA, and a variety of other connections. Right here we have the standard power jack for the Dell charger, which is right here, which I'll get into in just a moment. Turning the laptop over on its bottom, you will find a Dell docking connector, the battery indicator lights, which I find a very cool feature, the vents for the CPU, some vents around the heat pipes which have gotten damaged, but I'm planning on doing an overhaul on this computer anyway, so it'll all get freshly restored. On the top lid right here we have a nice rigid design. As you can tell, it's got some lumps in it, which keeps it very rigid instead of just having a flat surface. It makes it much harder to bend. As you can see, I'm really starting to push down on it and it's not flexing. We also have on the top the battery indicator light. That'll flash yellow if it's dying. It'll flash blue if it's almost done charging, like if it's 90% or above. We also have the power LED, so if it's in sleep mode, you'll be able to see it. These are the solid metal hinges, which, I mean, you can hear that, very high quality. Another hinge right there, obviously. A nice reflective Dell logo. And that's it for the ports and all. Now let's go ahead and open up the laptop. Now this is equipped with the 3-button trackpad, which is good because you can designate the different buttons for applications such as Photoshop and whatnot to set as like hotkeys. You also have a scroll button on the AccuPoint, along with left and right click. Left and right scroll, which you can also designate to something else. Left, right, and the hotkey. We also have the vertical and horizontal scrolling, along with the fairly decent sized multi-touch trackpad. There's like it compared to my finger, so it's actually fairly small now that I look at it, but it's decent and it's a comfortable trackpad nonetheless. You can also see right there we have a contactless smart card reader, which if you have a smart card and you don't want to put it in the actual side slot right there, this machine is capable of you just slapping it down on there, scanning it, and it'll read it. It does require a third-party driver though, obviously. Here's the button to release the hinge, as well as the tie down for the tab up here to hold it into the bottom chassis. Here we have the non-backlit keyboard. Now this keyboard, the thing about it is some parts of it are nice and firm and some parts are more squishy than others, which it's not a huge con, but it can be a little irritating and it does feel mushy at some points. Like over here, you'll be able to hear that, but if we go over to like the J key, you can probably hear that it sounds really solid, but like, let me just do a quick little typing test and you can probably hear it. But you get the point. Also, if I were to zoom out, just give me a moment. We have the 1.3 megapixel webcam up top, as well as a microphone right there, and the latch. Down here we have an ambient light sensor. We also have hard drive indicator, battery, Wi-Fi, LED, Bluetooth, and mobile broadband indicator lights to let you know if they're on or not. We also have your number lock, caps lock, and scroll lock, and a nice reflective Dell logo. We also have the M4400 branding right there. Now we have dual speakers on each side, which I'll give you guys a sound demo in just a moment. Now, as with most laptops, the speakers leave quite a bit to be desired. They're loud, but they're very tinny, but I mean, what would you expect? They can't really put much bass. They can put out slight bass, but they really don't have anything to write home about. Over here are the sound down, sound up, and mute buttons, which is very nice. Also, we have the power button, which I'm going to go ahead and hit. You can see the machine illuminate. Now the specs of this machine are 8 GB of DDR2 800 memory, a 320 GB Western Digital black hard drive, an NVIDIA Quadro FX 770M 512 MB graphics card, a Core 2 Duo T90 900 3.06 GHz with 6 MB of cache. Now for a laptop, it would be very nice specs. I even used this thing as my main machine for quite a while, and it wasn't that big of a downgrade personally from my dual-core AMD rig. I actually adapted to this machine quite nicely. It's, as you can see, configuring Windows updates right now. And now it's logging me in. Now here's my desktop where I just have, your standard array of things. I just got all my icons over there and some gadgets which allow me to tell the temperatures. My graphics card is currently at 43 Celsius. Now this graphics card has a core clock of 500 megahertz, a memory clock of I believe 900, and like I said, it has a 512 megabyte frame buffer. Now one issue about this laptop is it does run quite hot, but I still need to do a nicer job of putting new thermal paste on, because I'm sure if I did that I would be getting quite nicer temperatures. The battery is not that great either, but then again that's kind of to be expected on a mobile workstation just because, well, it's a high performance machine and it's made to be plugged in. Anyway, let's go ahead and fire up a game such as Minecraft. Now this is going to be the 1.5 update, so just letting you guys know for those of you out there who are fellow Minecrafters. Let me just go ahead and hit login right here. Play offline because like I said, I'm not connected. Now, Minecraft doesn't launch as fast as it used to on the 1.5 update, but it still does decent. Now, let me just go ahead and load into a world. World generation is not a big issue. The worlds can spawn in quite quickly, and once they spawn in, the game runs very, very, very smooth, which is also obviously a nice feature of a laptop. But I'm getting a solid 40 to 60 frames per second. I'll do a quick test here. I'm kind of doing this at a weird angle, so I'm sorry if it seems as if I am typing very slow. Now let me just go ahead and do this. Now the frame rate actually dropped down to 4, but for the most part, as soon as the TNT stopped, now I'm running at a solid 50 to 60 frames per second. It just hit 60, yeah, there we go, running at a solid 60, so very, very nice. Let me just go ahead and quit this, and I'll go ahead and give you guys a speaker demo. Now this laptop runs about an hour off of battery, which isn't great, but it's not awful either, because this is the stock battery. As you can tell, these speakers are quite loud. But like I also said, they are quite tinny, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and just, let me skip to a part in this song where it gets loud and you'll probably be able to tell how it sounds. That's a pretty good representation, I would say. It can do other things such as play GTA 4, but it only gets about 30 frames per second, but once again, that's not terrible. So thank you all for watching this video, guys. This has been a video review of the Dell Precision M4400. I'll go into the WEI real quick just so I can, well, you know what, I'll also run Geekbench just so I can show you guys my Geekbench score. So let me just go ahead and click on later, 64-bit, and now it is running the test, which the Geekbench scores personally I think are quite nice.